So, time for a new video. It's been a while, but today, unboxing and installing a race chip on the Stinger. Gonna do the whole unboxing thing, show you guys what's in here, do the actual install. It's super easy, shouldn't be much difficult than any of the other chips I've had. And yeah, that's today. Alright, so this is the unboxing of the race chip. Again, sorry for the crappy audio, but the box itself, the packaging, very, very nice. Really good. Open it up. Race chip right there, so let's pull this one out. The racer itself pulls out, plugs into there, has a nice digital display there, plus and minus button. Those are actually for some of the settings, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But pull that out. Now in here, there is a few things. I opened it up already. It's a couple of zip ties and some clips, and that's actually designed to help you use these little areas here on the back of the race chip to tie it down, secure it somewhere. And that is included with the packaging, so you don't have to purchase anything to secure down your race chip. In here, we have the wiring harness. So yeah, the wiring harness. Now, one really nice touch, again, goes as far as the packaging goes, is this right here, this on the tip here. So that pulls up, this pulls out, and all this really is here is something to keep any of this from getting damaged or messed up in shipping, things like that. I mean, that's pretty much it. So there goes that. Now, the one thing that the race chip does have different than just about any other of the chips I've tried so far is they all have this tee-off here for the map sensor on the charge pipe. They also have this other tee-off here for the map sensor on the intake manifold. But what race chip does, and I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing it, is there's another tee-off. There's a third sensor that they connect to. And this is what I'm told is for the cam sensor. What exactly it reads and what it uses to modify, I don't know. But if it's there, I'm sure it does something. All right, so one thing you'll notice here is there's a user manual. And this one here, as you can see, does say Kia Stinger GT 3.3 TGDI. There's also another manual. This is the user manual. It does say generic, not Kia Stinger specific. And then there's also this third manual here. And it explains to you how to connect settings, or connect the different connectors and things like that. There's a few different types of connectors depending on what kind of vehicle you're working on. So this is a little generic, but it answers all the questions, it gets everything going. So there's 3 different items here. The one thing I was told from Race Chip was I got the 3 different items because I'm not sure if it was either they were finalizing the actual user manual to incorporate all 3 of these into one for the Kia Stinger specifically, or if you just didn't have it on hand. I forget which one of the 2 it is. I'm sure that most people, when they order the race chip, it will have just the one manual. Everything's in there, everything's included. And then one thing I did forget to mention is this is the GTS black version of the race chip. There's about 3 different kinds, if I want to remember that correctly. They all do slightly different things. GTS black is supposed to be the highest performance level one. So yeah, this is what's included in the box. Next up, let's go plug this in. Actually guys, before I plug this in, one thing I did want to mention is I wanted to open up these pages for you guys and show you something. It's a very well done instruction manual. It's not just some cheap thing somebody put together. So they actually put some time into making sure they got the instructions in here correct. With shots of the car, removing the cover. I like the way that they kind of faded out the rest of the engine bay and just kind of left that a little darker so you know exactly what you're looking at there. Very helpful, very useful. There we go. Shows you how to disconnect it or how to tee off. Again, shows you where the rear map sensor is on the manifold. And this one is for the rear sensor for the camshaft sensor. So I guess that's called a deactivation plug on the wiring harness. I'm sure it probably does something, but yeah, that goes there. Connected to the race chip. There's a test function before you start the engine. Make sure you got everything correct in there. Just an overall diagram of the way it's supposed to look once you're done. And as I mentioned before, this actually shows you how to use those little clips and the zip ties to secure the race chip somewhere. On these pictures, you just have it over there on top of the fuse panel box, which actually looks pretty clean there. And the wires pass through that little foam piece that's easily removable. Fine tuning, that's the nice thing about the race chip. It does have a fine tuning function. Once you set it up exactly the way you want it to run, those little plus and minus symbols, you use those to kind of just edge a little bit more power out of it. There's instructions, I've read it already. It shows you how to do it. Just troubleshooting here. There's more in this one, more in this one. Some of this stuff is generic, includes a lot of the information that's in this one. But again, just RaceChip provides everything so you have a full process on how to install everything. All right, so now I'll go plug it in. So about to install the RaceChip. First thing you have to do is remove the engine cover. Pops off just like that. Like I said, there's a couple different plugs that go to this. Okay, so the one that separates here, which is the plug A, that's the one that goes to the map sensor on the charge pipe. And just like with the other chips, that plugs into there. This plugs into here. And that's pretty much it for that part of it. Then there's these two other ones. B goes into the map sensor that's located in the back of the intake manifold, which is back here. So same thing, just unplug that one, plug it into that there, and then plug this one here as well. And that's it for plug B. Cool. So in the third one, this is a plug C. That goes to the cam sensor, which is back here. Kind of hard to see, but that unplugs there. And go. Just like with the other ones. Probably shouldn't do it with a warm engine bay. That goes there, and this one goes into here as well. There we go. So that's it. RaceChip is plugged in. In theory, all that's left to do is to grab this part, plug it into the harness, like so, and then this slides in. Wait. And then this. Okay, so once that's all the way out, that goes in, that slides in, locks into place, and you're set. All right. So now, before you actually turn on the engine, you have to make sure that the chip is functioning properly, and turn on the ignition. So I'm going to turn that on, and it should turn on a little digital display there on the RaceChip itself. All right, so now that that's on, turn everything off, and replace the engine cover.